Online classes, as you already know, that Swiflearn is the India's most sincere learning destination for classes 1 to 10. Over here, all the classes are 100% live and interactive classes. So if you have any sort of doubt, you can ask to the teacher in the classes only, and the teacher will explain every topic in the classes, right? Secondly, we give the personalized attention to each and every students of our batches, because our batches maximum like consist of 6 max students. So it can be the batch of 1 student or 2 student, or maximum 4 to 5 या 6 students रहता है हमारे batch में, which will help you to like ask any sort of doubt without any hesitation to the teacher, and the teacher will also be able to keep an eye on you, how you are progressing. They will be able to make you understand each and every topic clearly, right? Coming to the third thing, that is, we have a very good dedicated academic mentor team who continuously track how you are progressing, and according to that you will get the feedback. This feedback will definitely help you to improve yourself. That is our main focus. And coming to the fourth thing, which is very very important, that we cover the syllabus as per your school examination schedule. So like if any topic is going on in your school and we have not done it yet, and it is coming in your school exam, or definitely the school exam or the board exam, so we will go with those topics and then we will move on to the rest of the topics, so that you will be totally prepared before going to the school exam, right? So this type of custom request generally we handle. Coming to the key points or the key features of Swiflearn, and as you already know, like Swiflearn is a little bit different from any other online platform. So how it is different, let us see, right? Coming to the very first point, that is, we maintain the detailed progress report of each and every student, and you will get the progress report. There will be PTM also, जैसे आपके स्कूल में भी progress report आपको मिलते हैं, PTM होता है, वो सारे के सारे Swiflearn में भी मिलेगा आपको, and the parent will be able to interact with us directly in the classes. So if they also have anything to share with us, we are always there to solve the problems, right? So this is very important. Coming to the second thing, that we have SAT, that is the Swiflearn Academic Test Series, which happen in every Sunday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. You will be able to perform over there anytime whenever you are free on Sunday, and your name as well as the rank will be given on the leaderboard, right? Coming to the third and the fourth important thing, that is the test. So we have unlimited practice tests, assessments, mock tests, and so on, of all the different topics of the different subjects, right? So after completing any of the topic, you just start writing the question answer. So over here you will be able to do the question answer, solve the question answer, and submit it to us. We have a very good group of teacher who continuously check these answers, and whenever you will need the tips and tricks how to write the subjective answers, mainly like the 3 marks or 5 marks question, you sometimes forget to include any diagram or examples, or like chemical equation based on the different subject. So we will definitely give you the tips how to write the answer, so that you will never lose any marks in the board exam as well as the school exam. क्योंकि अभी आप तो class 10th में हो, so we are going to start with a new topic which is there in ICSE board class 10th, biology में. So let us start, and before that let me again remind you to subscribe the channel and book the free trial class anytime whenever you are free and experience all these features. Then enroll your name in our regular batches, so that we can interact every day. We will discuss a lot about the different topics, right? So do not forget to subscribe our channel. Whoever has not subscribed till now, press the bell icon, and please so that you will get the notification before 30 minutes, and you will be able to like stay with us in the live session, and you can interact with us. If you have any doubt, you can write it in the chat box, and definitely you will be the student of the session. जैसे रोज होता है, whenever I will ask you the question, try to give the answer in the chat box, so that you will be the student of the session. And also very important, do not forget to like, comment and share. चलो, तो हमारा आज का टॉपिक है एंडोक्राइन सिस्टम, एंड दिस इज द वेरी फर्स्ट सेशन ऑफ एंडोक्राइन सिस्टम व्हिच यू हैव इन योर बोर्ड सिलेबस ऑफ क्लास 10th syllabus of ICSE board. Let us start with this one. So I guess you already have an idea what is the endocrine system. You have already studied about the endocrine system in class 8, right? So Can anybody tell me in the chat box that what do you mean by endocrine system, or what is the main thing, the main organs which are included in our endocrine system? Any idea? Yes. So I'll definitely tell you this along with all the location and function of the different glands which are present in the endocrine system. So I was expecting this answer from you, that gland is the main organ which is included in the whole endocrine system, right? And the different secretion and the functioning of the gland, we will basically discuss about this. So let's see what we are going to discuss in today's session. Basically, we will study first what are the different activities our body will do, and for that how it is regulated. All the vital activities, all the vital systems of our body, or the processes of our body are maintained in a proper way, and without any one of which we will not be able to survive, right? So what is the need for that regulation, and how it is regulated? What are the basic two systems which are regulating all these other systems? Okay. Next, we will go to the nervous control and the hormonal control. So these are the two main systems, the nervous system and the endocrine system. So mainly we will focus upon the endocrine system in this chapter. Then we will study about the hormone. What are hormone? What are the characteristic features of hormone? Then the endocrine system. What is it consist of? Then the general properties of hormone, endocrine glands. What are the different names of the endocrine glands? And lastly, we will mainly focus on the adrenal gland today. Okay, so in today's session, we will study in detail the adrenal gland. After this much clear, I guess. Now, my question first to you is, can you tell me any two glands of our body? I'm not telling you about the endocrine glands, okay? So, any two glands. So, it can be exocrine, endocrine, mixed, whatever it is. So, we will go to the classification of the gland. Before that, tell me any two names of the glands quickly. Okay. So let me wait for your answer, and in between let us see the daily activities what we do, right? So hi Dhaval, how are you? Yes. So can you identify these reactions? What are they doing? Yes, somebody is crying, somebody is like frightening, somebody is enjoying the rain. Yes, so all these emotions like the fear or happiness or sadness, anger, anxiety, do you know who control all these things in our body? Yes, we all go through all these emotions someday or the other, right? Yes. Hi, Pankaj. So, what do you think? Like which basic system of our body control all these emotions? Yes, Dhaval, great. So I've got your answer. Pancreas, adrenal gland, sweat gland, pineal gland. Acha, very good. Thyroid gland, definitely. Pituitary gland. Hypothalamus is not a gland, beta. Hypothalamus is the portion of the forebrain. It is already a part of the brain. Okay, but it has a huge function in controlling the function of other endocrine glands. Yes. Yes, definitely. We are going to see water endocrine system, Pankaj. Okay, so these all the emotions are controlled by the endocrine system. So this was the answer. Okay, so have you ever noticed how female behave sometimes, mainly when they are undergoing through the menstruation or just 1 or 2 weeks before the menstruation? Like anybody's wife or sister or mama, sometimes they become very much happy in one moment, just the next moment they become very much angry. Yeah. Okay, so do you know why these are all happening? And sometimes you feel like, what's going on, what's wrong with him, or sorry, not him, what's wrong with her, right? This type of feeling we always have, right? So let's understand what is the system and how is the system basically are present and working inside our body, and that is why this type of emotions, this type of changes or the mood swing takes place within the female body. Okay, so all these answers you will get it from this chapter of the endocrine system. Clear? Chalo. So like if you think about the total growth and development of your body, it happens in both the male female, like everyone, right? So sometimes like just after birth we are the infants, then we become a child, then we become adult, we start going to the college, then become a man. Okay, right? So what are these growth, why how it is regulated in our body, the growth and development? Yes, this is also due to the presence of the endocrine system in our body, which control help to secrete the different hormones. Okay, so the basic hormone which help in the growth and development is the growth hormone. And apart from this one, like all the activities, whatever activities are happening within our body, they are very very complex, and all these activities are happening in a proper time and in a proper sequence, right? And this proper time or sequence में जो भी activities होना है, like digestion, circulation, respiration, or heartbeat or beating of the heart, peristaltic movement, and all the different things, these are all controlled by the two main system. One, the hormonal system or the endocrine system, I have told you. Another system is very much involved in controlling and coordinating all the different life processes, or we can say the activities of our body. So can you tell me the name of the second system? First, the endocrine system we have discussed a lot, like we already got an idea. What is the name of the second system? Quickly, quickly. The name of the second system is nervous system. So basically the total controlling and the coordination of all the different system, whether it is the digestive system or circulatory system or respiratory system or whatever system, muscular system, skeletal system, everything will be regulated by the two main systems. They are the nervous system and the endocrine system. Okay, so the nervous system you have already studied in detail, how the brain and the spinal cord is controlling all the different activities in our body through the nerves. The nerve impulses are going from, like they are carrying the different nerve impulses, the neurons towards the brain and away from the brain. We will mainly focus on the chemical regulator, that is the hormone, in today's session. So we have already studied about the hormone. Now, can anybody tell me what do you mean by hormone? Yes, any idea? What do you mean by hormone? हार्मोन का मतलब क्या है ये हार्मोन? एक केमिकल है, राइट? तो हार्मोन इज नथिंग बट अ केमिकल which is secreted from a group of cell, and this group of cell or the specialized cells form an organ which is known as the gland. Bas, that's all. But they cannot work in any place or in the local area. They have to go to a certain part of our body, and in that target organ only, या फिर effector organ only, they will be able to do their function, they will be able to do their work. Okay, so hormones are the chemical messengers, we can say. Okay, so these hormones are nothing but the chemical messengers which are carrying the messages from one person to another, or some from one part to another part within our body, and do their work in a particular organ. And this organ where the hormone will do its work is known as the target organ, or the group of cell is called the target cells. Clear hai up to this much? Yes. Now, so we have already got an idea what is the hormone and where it is secreted from. Let us now see what are the different properties of the hormone. First of all, they are secreted directly into the blood. They are secreted from the gland, but they are poured directly into the blood because they do not have any duct no duct. So always remember, the gland which secrete the hormone, they do not have any duct. Okay, they regulate the chemical with the help of the chemical means. Chemical regulation takes place. They act only in the target cell. They cannot act in any part of our body. Only they will move through the blood to the target cells, and then only they will be able to perform their activities in the target cell. Secondly, next is the hormone from one species can produce the effect in another species. Like if we call, say about the insulin. So when a person is not be able to secrete that much amount of insulin, so what happens, the insulin is injected inside the person, right? So that person is suffering from diabetes mellitus, and that is why the insulin injection he or she is taking, and that is why and that insulin is basically secrete either they are taken from any other animals, or they can be prepared outside the body. Yes, agreed. Next is they are produced in very small amount. Hormone का production बहुत कम होता है. Okay, very small amount. Whenever it is needed, only that time it will be produced. It will do its work, and then it will be destroyed. It will be excreted out from our body. It will never be stored or accumulated inside our body after their function is over. Always remember. And some hormones are peptide, some are steroids, so there are the different chemical uh, like chemical nature of the different hormones. So let us see what are the different chemical natures. So first of all, hormones can be sometimes peptide hormone like the insulin. Already I have told you the example, which are water soluble. Okay, they can dissolve within the water. So insulin is secreted from the pancreas. Yep. Second is the amine. So some of the hormones are amine. These are also water soluble, and for example is the adrenaline, which is secreted from the medulla portion of the adrenal gland. And the third one is the hormones which are steroid in nature, जैसे testosterone, progesterone, estrogen. These are steroid hormones which are secreted from the different gonads, like the testis and ovary, and they basically are lipid soluble. Okay, they cannot dissolve in water. They are lipid soluble, and they are derived from the cholesterol. Okay, so these are the different chemical natures of the hormone. Let us now see from where do we get this hormone. This hormones we get it from the special type of gland. वो स्पेशल टाइप ऑफ ग्लैंड को हम एंडोक्राइन ग्लैंड्स कहते हैं, एंड बेस्ड ऑन द नेम ऑफ द एंडोक्राइन ग्लैंड एंड हार्मोन द टोटल सिस्टम इज नोन एज द एंडोक्राइन सिस्टम. राइट नाउ ये एंडोक्राइन ग्लैंड्स जो है, these glands are total ductless gland. ओके, डक्टलेस ग्लैंड मतलब क्या है, दे डू नॉट हैव एनी डक्ट कि वो ग्लैंड में सिक्रीटेड होगा, फिर एक ट्यूब जैसे डक्ट होगा एंड देन इट विल गो टू द टारगेट ऑर्गन एंड डू इट्स फंक्शन. नो, they do not have that tube like duct. What do they do? The secretion will be there in the hormone, and directly it will be poured into the blood capillaries, and the blood will, according to its flow, it will carry the hormone to all the different target organs, and after going to the target organ it will show its activity, it will show its function. Understood? Yes. So this endocrine system is of several glands, the different glandular cells which are present all over our body, and they are totally maintained by chemical structure in our body, right? So let's see what are the glands. So glands are specialized structure which secrete the different hormones, as well as the other secretions are also done, like the enzymes are also secreted by the glands. So based upon the secretion of the hormone or enzyme or any other thing, we can classify the glands into two main types. One is the endocrine hormone and the second one is the exocrine hormone. Always remember, endocrine gland secrete the hormone, and exocrine gland, it is not the hormone, okay, exocrine gland secrete the different enzymes. Okay, now there is another type of gland, the third type of gland, which is known as the mixed gland. तो मिक्स ग्लैंड का फंक्शन क्या है? दे सिक्रेट बोथ एंजाइम्स एंड हॉर्मोन्स. Okay, so one function, तो one difference, so you have already got कि what is exocrine gland and the endocrine gland. First, endocrine gland will secrete the hormone, and these glands are ductless gland. They do not have duct in them. But exocrine glands are enzyme secreting glands. They are with duct gland. So they have the duct. Okay, they have the duct, so like this they will secrete the hormone in the pouch or the exocrine gland, and through the duct it will go to its target organ. They already have a duct or a tube like structure. Yes, up to this much clear hai? Hi Anushka. Okay, now let's move on to the differences between them. Endocrine glands are ductless, exocrine are with duct gland, and they go to the target organ with the help of the duct. But in case of the endocrine gland, they pour their secretion directly into the blood, and the blood will carry with them the hormone to the target organ. For example, is the thyroid gland, adrenal gland, pituitary gland. These are all the endocrine glands. And if you think about the exocrine gland, they can be the salivary gland. Pancreas basically is the mixed gland. It will, we can consider pancreas have both the portion exocrine as well as the endocrine. तो endocrine से वो इंसुलिन, ग्लूकागॉन, ये सारे हार्मोन सिक्रीट करते हैं. तो pancreas को हम exocrine में नहीं लिखेंगे. pancreas, testis and ovary को हम मिक्स ग्लैंड में लिखेंगे. एंड एक्सोक्राइन ग्लैंड हम लिख सकते हैं कि स्वेट ग्लैंड, सलाइवरी ग्लैंड, sebaceous gland, tear gland, okay, which secrete the tear. So these are the different glands which will having which have the duct, and thus they are coming under the exocrine gland. Okay, so till this much we have already got an idea what are the exocrine gland. They release the chemical substances, and the chemical substances will go through the duct to their target organ, and finally it will do its function. जैसे mammary gland secrete the milk, salivary gland secrete the saliva, sweat gland say it secrete the sweat, and the sweating will be the sweat will be secreted in the gland, and through the tube like structure through the duct it will come above our skin, right? That is how the sweat comes out of our skin. So these are the basic structure of the exocrine and the endocrine gland. So endocrine gland together ऐसे रहते हैं without duct, and it is surrounded by the blood capillaries into which the total secretion will go. So over here the secretion will enter directly into the blood capillaries, and then it will flow according to the flow of the blood wherever they need to go and do their work. But in case of the exocrine gland, देखो, the gland like this is one type of like sebaceous gland where the sebum or the oil is formed, and finally after the formation it is going through the duct. इसका duct रहता है, and then it is coming out of the body. जैसे sweat भी आते हैं, oil भी आते हैं, which make our skin oily, right? The oil gland, which is the sebaceous gland and the sweat gland. Up to this much clear hai? Yes. Okay. Let's now see the what are hormones with the help of a video.
What are hormones? A hormone is a chemical messenger that is secreted or released into our bloodstream by specific organs known as glands. Hormones regulate or control many processes in our body, including blood glucose levels, water content in blood, general growth, and blood pressure, just to name a few. As an example, thyroxine, which is a hormone secreted by your thyroid gland, helps to regulate metabolism. In other lessons, you will learn about a few of these hormones in more detail. Several hormones are secreted by the pituitary gland, located right below the hypothalamus in your brain. Instructions are given by the hypothalamus to the pituitary gland according to current conditions in our body. The secreted hormones travel through the bloodstream to target organs where either a specific response is directly produced, or it stimulates or causes the target organ to secrete its own hormones. We can think of this like a post office system. Hormones, or posts, must reach the correct target organs or addresses for the right response to occur. Feeling thirsty? When the hypothalamus detects low levels of water in blood, it signals or tells the pituitary gland to release a hormone called the antidiuretic hormone, or ADH, into your bloodstream. ADH travels to your kidneys, in this case the target organ, and causes water to be absorbed, so urine becomes more concentrated and output is decreased. Drinking more water increases the water content in your blood, which then causes the hypothalamus to signal the pituitary gland to secrete less ADH. Less ADH means your kidneys will absorb less water, causing urine to become less concentrated and output is increased. Ever felt suddenly frightened? When threatened, the brain activates neurons that stimulate the adrenal gland located right above your kidneys to rapidly secrete adrenaline. Adrenaline then acts on your heart and lungs to increase heart rate and breathing rate. This, along with other physiological responses, is known as the fight or flight response and is activated very quickly. At the same time, the hypothalamus signals the pituitary gland to secrete the adrenocorticotropic hormone, which travels to the adrenal glands to secrete a hormone known as cortisol. Cortisol acts in target organs to allow the body to adapt long-term to stress. So to review, hormones are chemical messengers secreted by glands into the bloodstream and produce a specific response when they reach the target organ.
Yes, so this is about the hormones and the different hormones which are secreted from the different glands, right? So we at least have an idea what are the different glands, what is the endocrine gland, and what are the different hormones which are secreted from the endocrine gland. Let us now see what are the endocrine glands which are present in our body. So first of all, the first endocrine gland is the pituitary gland, which is present just beneath the brain and it is having an attachment with the brain. Okay. Second is the thyroid gland, which is present in this windpipe region. Third is the pancreas, which is present in our abdominal region just above the stomach. Then the adrenal gland, which is present just as a cap of the kidney. Can you see? Just as a triangular gland which is present above the kidney. Other than this, the testis and the ovary are the male and the female gonads. So testis is present in the male and ovary is present in the female. These are also the glands which secrete the different hormones in the male body and the female body. So they all help to regulate the different functions within our body. Let us see what are the basic function of the different endocrine gland. First of all, these endocrine glands secrete the different hormone. This is the very first and very important function. They secrete the hormone and give it directly into the bloodstream. Okay. Secondly, all the different activities, whether it is a mood control or the mood swing, growth and development, metabolism, reproduction, or any type of activity, whatever we are doing inside our body continuously, whatever is happening, these are all controlled by the endocrine glands, right? Next, the secretion of the hormone helps in regulating all these activities in a proper limit. Okay, so over secretion of any hormone is also not good for our health. It will create a lot of different diseases. And under secretion या फिर हम इसको hyposecretion भी कहते हैं, मतलब less secretion or that lesser secretion rather than than the normal quantity is also again harmful for our body because it can cause a lot of different types of diseases. Okay, so these hormones which are secreted from the endocrine glands, they basically help a lot in maintaining all the different activities of our body. First of all, I have already told you that is the growth hormone which is secreted from the pituitary gland, helping the growth and development, right? They directly go to the muscles and bones and help the bones and muscles to grow. According to that, we are growing in size, right? Yes. So let's see what are the other glands which are present, like thyroid gland, which are present in this region. I've already told you in the windpipe region. Then the adrenal gland, parathyroid gland, pancreas, and the pituitary gland. So let us mainly see what are these glands, what are the functions of this gland, and today we will mainly discuss about the adrenal gland only. Okay, chalo. So what is this adrenal gland? It is the triangular shaped gland. If you just notice the picture of the adrenal gland, You can see this. It is a triangular shaped gland which is present as a cap of the kidney. Okay. Now it is present in both the kidneys, above both the kidneys, and it is basically divided into two main portions, the outside and inside. The outside portion is known as the cortex, which secrete the different hormones like the aldosterone, cortisol. These are the steroid hormones which are secreted from this cortex. And the inner portion is known as medulla, which secrete the adrenaline, which is the inner portion of the adrenal gland. Got it? Yes. So this adrenal gland secrete all the different types of hormones which is present just above the kidney. So these are having the two main portion. Outer is the cortex and inner is the medulla. As I have already mentioned this. What are the function of the hormones which are secreted from this? The main hormone which is secreted from the adrenal medulla is the adrenaline. This is a very important organ and we call this organ as the emergency hormone. Why this hormone is known as the emergency hormone? Because they help to stabilize our body in any emergency situation, like if you are running for the school because you were already late, or if you are having intention for the examination, or any stress, anxiety, depression, whenever you are suffering from any sort of extreme condition, then your body, your heartbeat will be increased. When you are running, the oxygen supply is needed to the muscles of your legs, right? So all this will be increased, the extra energy will be given to your body, so all this supply will be increased by the secretion of this hormone, and that is why this hormone is known as the emergency hormone, which help us our body to prepare for any sort of emergency situation. So adrenaline, we can also call it as the epinephrine. This is the hormone which help us in the emergency situation, and this gland and it is secreted from the adrenal medulla. Now this adrenal medulla works according to the autonomic nervous system, that is it mainly controls the automatic functions of our body. Those are the involuntary functions of the body. So let us see what are the involuntary functions which are controlled by this adrenaline. Like the heartbeat, increase of the heartbeat, increase of the blood pressure. When you were fearing of something, you were hungry, or like you were running for something, or you were doing a lot of physical exercises, what happened? Your heartbeat will be increased and pressure within the blood vessels will also increase, right? So this increase of the blood pressure to give the proper supply of the oxygen and all the blood to all the muscle, it will be done by this adrenaline hormone. Clear hai? Other than this, whenever you need more energy for running or doing any sort of work, the glucose is to be added to the blood to produce more energy, and this will again be done by the adrenaline hormone. So for all these activities, we can also call this adrenal hormone as the fight and flight hormone. It helps us to fight with any emergency or extreme situation. Up to this much clear hai? Yes. Now let's move on to the adrenal cortex. तो adrenal cortex से कौन सा hormone secrete होता है? Two main types of hormone, the mineralocorticoid and the glucocorticoids. Okay. Other than this, androgen is also secreted from there. So mineralocorticoid हमारे body का mineral content को balance में रखता है. जैसे all the different minerals which we have in our body, like calcium, sodium, potassium, all of them should be in a proper balanced manner in our body, so it will be balanced with the help of this mineralocorticoid. And what about the glucocorticoid? Glucocorticoid, ये gluco नाम से ही पता चल जाता है, it is related to the glucose. So ये जो carbohydrate, protein, fat metabolism होता है, metabolism का मतलब पता है, I guess, right? The metabolism is nothing but all the chemical reactions which are present, which are continuously happening within our body. We call it as the metabolism. So ये glucocorticoids help in regulating the carbohydrate, protein and fat inside our body. One of the name of glucocorticoid is cortisol. Okay, other than this, cortisone is also there. So let's see what are the main functions of this cortical hormone. First of all, they increase the blood glucose control, the blood glucose concentration. Second, regulate the water and salt balance within our body. It maintains the osmotic balance. Thirdly, affect the protein and the lipid metabolism like the glucocorticoid does. Then add up the body with the extreme cold burns, and also there are certain sex hormones, certain cortical hormones which behave as a sex hormones. Jaise androgen is one hormone, aldosterone is a hormone which basically behave as the sex hormones. Clear hai? Now, what will happen if this adrenal cortex hormone are not secreted in a proper manner? So, if the secretion is lesser than that of the normal secretion, then the person can suffer from Addison's disease. So, hyposecretion. ये hypo का मतलब क्या है? Less. Okay. So, for the less secretion of this cortex hormone, any person can suffer from Addison's disease. तो Addison's disease में क्या क्या होता है? वेट लॉस होता है, नोजिया, वॉमिटिंग, ब्लड प्रेशर बहुत लो हो जाता है, कोल्ड एंड पेन से मतलब सेंसिटिविटी हो जाता है, दे कैन नॉट कंट्रोल ऑल दिस सिचुएशन, द कोल्ड एंड पेन, लॉस ऑफ एनर्जी, स्किन में पिगमेंटेशन आ जाता है, हेयर लॉस हो जाता है, वेट लॉस होता है, डेफिनेटली क्रेविंग फॉर द सॉल्टी फूड, दिस इज ऑल्सो अनदर symptom of this Addison's disease. Abdominal pain hota hai. So these are the main symptoms of the Addison's disease. Now, if this hormone is secreted more in amount, what will happen? Yes, ये सारे hormone, ये जो cortical hormone, if they are secreting in more amount than that of the normal, so hypersecretion में क्या होता है? The person will suffer from Cushing syndrome. Okay, so this Cushing syndrome is just a little bit different from, just the opposite to that of the Addison's disease. जैसे obesity, उधर क्या होता था? एडिसन्स में वेट लॉस होता था, इधर कशिंग सिंड्रोम में वेट गेन होता है. ओके, सो ओबेसिटी, ब्लड प्रेशर, सॉरी ब्लड शुगर लेवल हाई हो जाता है, इधर ऑस्टियोपोरोसिस होता है. ऑस्टियोपोरोसिस इज अ सिम्पटम वेयर द बोन्स आर हैविंग पोर्स ऑन इट. ओके, इट बिकम्स पोरस एंड ब्रिटल. Okay, then weakness, salt and water retention, these are all the different things. Water or salt balance अच्छे से नहीं रहता. These are all the different symptoms which happen in case of the Cushing syndrome. Okay, so let's discuss some of the question answer we have done with today's session till this much, and we will do a lot about the different hormones in the next session. First of all, exophthalmic goiter, you have already studied this in class 8. It is due to the overactivity of which hormone? It is due to the thyroid hormone. Okay, so goiter is due to the thyroid hormone, the oversecretion of the thyroid gland. Now coming to the second question, adrenaline is often described as the emergency hormone. Is it true or false? And if it is true, then why? Quickly tell me. Yes, so definitely adrenaline is known as the emergency hormone. And why? Because they help our body to adjust with any sort of emergency situation. Okay, so in case of anxiety, depression, or if we become very much angry, excited, happy, then our body will be totally adjusted by this adrenaline hormone, and that is why it is known as the emergency hormone. Next is how endocrine gland is different from other any gland. So other gland हमने देखा है कि exocrine gland is another type of gland. तो endocrine gland का duct नहीं होता, exocrine glands का duct होता है. Endocrine gland pour its secretion directly into the blood, and exocrine gland pour the secretion through the duct to their different organs wherever they need their activity. तो उधर तक जाता है, not into the bloodstream. So these are the main differences between the exocrine and endocrine gland. Another difference is also there. Endocrine glands basically secrete the hormone, and exocrine glands secrete the other different secretions along with the enzymes. Now, do you agree with the statement all hormones are chemical signals? Yes or no? Yes, so hormones are nothing but the chemical messengers only, right? They can be of the different types. Peptide हो सकता है, amine हो सकता है, steroid हो सकता है, which regulate all the metabolic activities within our body. So that is why we can call it as the chemical messenger, right? So that's all for today's session. Let us see what we have already studied. We have studied about the endocrine system, what are the different glands, exocrine and endocrine glands, their function, they release the hormone, what are the characteristic features of hormone and the names of the different glands in our body, like the thyroid gland, adrenal gland, parathyroid gland, pancreas and the pituitary gland. देन वी स्टडीड अबाउट द एड्रेनल ग्लैंड. तो एड्रेनल ग्लैंड का दो पोर्शन होता है, कॉर्टेक्स एंड मेडुला. कॉर्टेक्स से मिनरलोकॉर्टिकॉइड ग्लूकोकॉर्टिकॉइड सिक्रीट होता है. One example of mineralocorticoid is aldosterone. Our glucocorticoid is cortisol. Other than this, its function हमने देख चुके हैं. And what happen in the oversecretion and hyposecretion. तो hyposecretion will cause the Addison's disease. What are the symptoms of Addison's disease we have discussed, and what happen in case of the hypersecretion or oversecretion. We have studied about the Cushing syndrome and the symptoms of the Cushing syndrome. Then we studied about the medulla, that is the adrenaline hormone is secreted from the medulla, and this is also known as epinephrine hormone, or we can also call it as the emergency hormone due to its proper function, right? So I hope that you have already understood whatever we have discussed today. Yes, so thanks a lot for staying with us till the end of the session. We will again meet in the next session and we will continue with this chapter, right? So let it be up to this much, and let me remind you all to please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon so that you will never miss any of the update of our of the upcoming session. You can stay with us in all the session, and you can put your doubt in the chat box, and also do not forget to like, comment and share with your friend and family members so that also they will get the same benefit, right? So thanks a lot.